And speaking of political donations, we got some big news about that today. The Oregon Supreme Court just ruled that campaign contribution limits are now allowed. But there's still a lot of details that need to be worked out, so we're digging into those. But as you probably know, for years and years now, people or corporations have been able to donate however much they want to candidates on our ballots.
Oregon is one of 5 states with no limit on how much you can donate to a political campaign. So how did we get here? Let's go back to 1995. Voters passed a ballot measure capping donations at $500 for a statewide campaign, like governor or attorney general, and $100 for campaigns for state senators and representatives. It also banned corporations, labor unions, and nonprofits from donating, so only individual people could give money. Well, the Oregon Supreme Court decided that violated the state constitution. Article 1, Section 8 says, "No law shall be passed restraining the free expression of opinion or restricting the right to speak, write, or print freely on any subject whatever." The court interpreted this to mean that political donations were a kind of free speech, so they shouldn't be restricted. Let's fast forward to 2006. Oregon tried again. Voters this time had to decide on 2 ballot measures. One would again put limits on campaign contributions. The other would actually change the Constitution, so this could happen. Voters passed the donation limits, but not the constitutional amendment. So the state Supreme Court said, no change, no limits. In 2016, Multnomah County voters passed their own version of campaign finance law, capping donations for candidates just in the county. Now that's been challenged and worked its way through the court system, leading us to today, when the state Supreme Court ruled campaign contribution limits are, quote, not facially invalid, meaning not automatically unconstitutional, and reopening the door to this entire conversation on a state level. And that's how we got here.